67 people in this world, in the entire world, controls more wealth than the whole world. They control half of the entire world wealth. 67 people. It is impossible that those 67 people can work for all that wealth. The people who are poor, people who are starving, people who are homeless are the ones who are working. The employers don't want to pay the workers. The employers will prefer to have workers who don't need wages. That is why they even pay for robots, because robots won't strike for higher salary. Robots won't cost them much than their maintenance. Employers don't want to pay the employees. Employers don't want to pay workers. That is why at Marikana, when the workers strike for higher wages, they send the police to kill them. That is why all over the world, whenever the workers are striking for higher wages, they're either dismissed or they're killed or they're maimed. As an example for others not to demand higher wages. Employers don't want to pay the workers. They will prefer to have workers who are not paid any wage at all. Now the question is, what if the employers decide today that instead of robots that need to be programmed, what if they can breed an entire species? A species that will not demand money, that will not demand higher wages. It's species that will only need maintenance. For instance, dogs don't demand money for shoes, dogs don't demand money for clothing, dogs don't demand money for housing, dogs don't demand money to send children, their puppies to school. Cattle don't demand money for homes, for housing. Cattle don't demand money for vehicles, transport. Cattle don't demand money for clothing. Cattle don't demand money for school fees. No animals demand money for housing. No animal demand money for school fees. No animal demand money for anything other than maintenance. Just to be fed and given water. Animals don't cost their owners as much as the employees or workers cost their employers. What if the employers, because they don't want to pay workers, because the employers are greedy, they want to make as much profit as possible? What if they decide today that they want to breed another new species? What if they want to hire you? They tell you that they want you to sleep, to have sex with a dog. Then you're gonna give birth to a child who will have a human head, who will think as a human, but with a body of a dog, a body that won't need clothing, a body that won't need shoes, a body that won't need a bicycle, a body that won't need any vehicle. What if they decided they want to breed a new species and they hire you to sleep with a dog so that you can give birth to a puppy with a dog head but with a human body, a species that will be able to work without thinking about owning a vehicle or thinking about owning a house, a species that will not strike for higher wage. What if they decided to hire you to breed another new species? How much will it cost you? How much will you demand? How much must they pay you to sleep with a dog? How much must they pay you to sleep with a cow? How much must they pay you to sleep with a bull? How much must they pay you to sleep with a cat? How much must they pay you to sleep with a donkey? How much must they pay you to to sleep with a baboon? How much must they pay you to sleep with a chimpanzee? How much must they pay you to sleep with an animal? If that is what they want, if the employers decide that rather than to have the workers like the workers of Marikana who strike for higher wages, who need to be shot, rather than to have workers like the workers of Belgium Congo who need to have their hands cut because they don't want to work, they don't want to be employees, they don't want to be slaves, because they demand the same things as employers, because they demand the same homes as employers, because they demand the same vehicles as employers, because they demand money to send their children as the employers. What if the employers decide today that they need to breed a new species that will not have demands for a higher wage? How much must they pay you to sleep with a dog? How much must they pay you to sleep with a monkey? How much must they pay you to sleep with any animal? How much will it cost them? How much do you demand? Because the employers are greedy. The fact that there are 67 people in the whole world who control more than half of the entire world's wealth is because they are greedy. People who are working to make that wealth are starving, they are poor, they are homeless. They cannot send their children to school. They don't have clothes to put on their back because the employer is greedy. The employers don't want to share profit. The employers want everything to themselves. The employers send police to shoot the workers when they strike for wages. Employers dismiss the workers when they demand a higher wage. The employers don't want to pay workers. So what if they want to employ you today? I'm talking to you. They say, no, stop driving a taxi. We're going to hire you to sleep with a dog. Stop teaching. We're going to hire you to sleep with a dog. Stop policing. We're going to hire you to sleep with a dog. Stop being a nurse. We're going to hire you to sleep with a dog. Stop being a doctor. We're going to hire you to sleep with a dog. How much will it cost them? How much will you demand? How much will you need to be paid to sleep with a dog? How much will you need to be paid to sleep with a baboon? Because you are there. All you need is to be paid to perform any duty which any act the employers want. Because you are for sale. So now I'm asking you, how much will it cost the employer to breed another species that won't demand a lot of money, a species that won't complain when the employers are taking everything, when 67 people of the world are controlling more wealth, more than half the wealth of the world. What if it's because dogs won't complain? Dogs never strike, cats never strike, chicken never strikes, cattle don't never strike, goats never strike, sheep never strike. So how much do you need in order to sleep with a donkey? Because by accepting a lower salary, by accepting less than equal ownership, you are rendering yourself already an animal that doesn't have demands. By accepting a lower salary, you are rendering yourself to be you are declaring yourself to be a goat, you are declaring yourself to be a dog, you are declaring yourself to be a baboon, you are declaring yourself to be a chicken. So now the question is, how much must they pay you to sleep with a dog? Because you already accepted the role of a dog by accepting a lower salary than the employer. You are already sleeping with dogs by accepting a lower salary. You are sleeping with baboons by accepting a lower salary. You are sleeping with monkeys by accepting a lower salary. You are sleeping with chicken by accepting a lower salary. You are sleeping with goats by accepting a lower salary. You are sleeping with donkeys by accepting a lower salary. Now my question is, how much do they need to pay you in order to actually have sex with a dog to produce a new species for the employer that will not have any demand, as the workers are demanding now? How much do you need to be paid to actually sleep with a dog? How much?